To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation.
The Shannon Sharpe saga just twisted in a way nobody saw coming. Gabriella Zuniga, the woman who filed a lawsuit against Sharpe, hopped on social media and dropped a demand that had everyone's jaw on the floor. In her now deleted Instagram post, she insisted people call her Gabriella Zuniga, and then added the titles Ma'am, the Don, or Boss. The post didn't last long, but the internet was faster. Screenshots spread everywhere, sparking chaos, side-eye, and non-stop roasting online. Now let's be real. This is exactly why folks say, don't settle if you claim you're innocent, because once you hand over millions in a deal, the narrative flips. And suddenly the so-called victim is out here flaunting it like a victory parade. And here's the part that has people heated. If someone was truly broken, deeply scarred, and violated the way she claimed, would they really be turning their payout into a flex online? Instead of hiding from the spotlight, she's strutting right into it. This isn't looking like pain, it's looking like a power play. Let's be real. No woman moving with real integrity would pull stunts like this. That's why I've been saying from day one, this whole thing smells scandalous. She wasn't chasing justice, she was chasing Shannon's pockets, and the lawsuit was the golden ticket she'd been plotting all along. Just look at the receipts, the wording in the lawsuit, the interviews, the text messages floating around. Anyone with street sense can clock her game immediately. This wasn't pain speaking, this was strategy. And if you've ever dealt with someone who plays manipulation as a hustle, then you already know what type of time she was on. But here's the twist. Because she's a woman, and specifically a white woman, going after a wealthy black celebrity, she got the benefit of the doubt right out the gate. People rushed to empathize when all the red flags were already flying. And now, ever since that settlement dropped, she's been living like she hit the lottery. Word on the curb is she's already blown through at least $1 million, easy. And let's not forget, that bag only landed in her lap about a month ago. Millions gone in weeks, all while flexing online like she's untouchable. At this point, I'd put money on it. She's already blown past $1 million like it was pocket change. That's insane. And Shannon, oh Shannon, you can hear the crowd now. He brought this on himself. And honestly, they're not wrong, because the warning signs were neon bright from the very beginning. Remember when she started dropping those over-the-top lines about wanting a big black baby from him? She was saying it repeatedly, pushing it like some twisted obsession. That wasn't love talk, that was bait. And the trap was being set right in front of his eyes. Any man with experience could have seen that from a mile away. But instead of stepping back, he walked straight into the fire. And now look where it got him. Humiliated, dragged through the courts, and forced to watch some of his most private thoughts and intimate conversations become public spectacle. This isn't just a lawsuit anymore. This is a stage show where his pain became her payday. See, it's one thing to sue a man, walk away with a settlement, and disappear quietly, but it's a whole other beast to hop on social media and mock the very person who just flipped your life financially. Let's not get it twisted. She didn't win in court the way she wanted. She just walked away with a settlement deal. And instead of showing grace, she's using that money as ammo to clown Shannon in front of the world. She played him, no doubt about it. She worked him over piece by piece until the bag landed in her lap. But here's the crazy part. After all was said and done, she could have stepped back, counted her blessings, and said, "Thank God for Shannon Sharpe. Life's good now." Out of everyone she could be shading, he's the last one. Because whether people like it or not, Shannon just changed her whole lifestyle with that payout. But no, she's doubling down, taunting him, mocking him, making it clear she sees herself as untouchable. And that's where things start to get dangerous. When someone flaunts recklessly like that, disrespecting the hand that just reshaped their world, they invite the wrong kind of energy their way. She's not as untouchable as she wants people to believe, and if she keeps moving like this, something ugly could end up circling back her way. I don't even think she masterminded this whole thing herself. I think she got put on game by somebody else. Probably some dude or chick who knew the system, slid her a lawyer's number and told her, yo, you can get paid off this. And just like that, boom, she made the call and the machine took care of the rest. Because if you really study her moves, she doesn't come across like someone sharp enough to pull this off alone. She moves sloppy, almost childish, like she was being coached the whole way. That's why her flexing looks so forced. She's not sophisticated, she's not strategic, she's just cashing checks and acting like a kid who stumbled into a candy store. And let's be real, her vibe screams no class. The way she carries herself, the way she flaunts, it doesn't line up with someone who plotted this genius scheme. It lines up with somebody who got lucky and had people guiding her step by step. But here's the lesson buried in this mess. If a man can control his desires and his emotions, he can damn near reach his highest potential. The moment you slip, the moment you let either one run wild, it could mark the start of your downfall, and that's exactly the crossroads Shannon found himself at. See, this whole saga ain't just about Gabriella. It's a blueprint on how fast a man's empire can crack if he doesn't keep his guard up. Shannon had the fame, the money, the influence, but all it took was one wrong choice with the wrong woman, and now his private life is a circus act for the world to laugh at. That's the scary part. It don't matter how successful you are, one reckless move can have you paying for it forever. And let's be honest, Gabriella's behavior after the settlement proves it was never about healing, it was about hustling. She flipped her victim story into a come-up, then turned around and mocked the man who basically funded her new lifestyle. That's not survival, that's arrogance. What makes it worse is how fast the internet has jumped in. Some folks clowning Shannon for being blinded by lust, others dragging Gabriella for being shameless with her bag. It's messy on both sides. But here's the undeniable truth. This isn't just gossip. This is a cautionary tale. If you don't control who you let in your circle, if you don't control your emotions and impulses, it can cost you millions, your reputation, and your peace of mind all in one blow. And now the streets are split right down the middle. On one side, you got people clowning Shannon, saying he should have known better. They're calling him out for ignoring the red flags, for letting temptation guide him instead of common sense. Shannon fumbled his own bag, some fans say, and they're dragging him hard for letting this situation spiral out of control. But then you got the other side, the folks who can't stand Gabriella's antics. They're saying she's reckless, she's greedy, and she's exposing herself with every flex she posts. How you cry victim 1 month and then turn around demanding people call you the Don, fans are asking. To them, her behavior doesn't scream trauma, it screams hustle. Social media is basically a battleground right now, with Shannon's supporters and Gabriella's critics firing shots all day. Memes, comments, threads, you name it, it's out there. Some are even predicting she'll crash out sooner rather than later, because the same internet that hyped her up is now tearing her image apart. And while this fan war keeps raging, one thing's clear, neither of them is walking away clean. Shannon's reputation took a hit, and Gabriella's credibility is on life support. This is no longer just a court case. It's a public brawl, and everybody's got front row seats. And if you thought the internet chatter was messy, the media has turned this saga into pure entertainment. Headlines are flying left and right, blogs calling Gabriella a settlement superstar, talk shows questioning Shannon's judgment, and podcasts breaking down every screenshot like it's evidence in a courtroom. This isn't news anymore. It's a spectacle, and every outlet wants their slice of the drama. Some journalists are treating Gabriella like she just flipped the biggest hustle of the year, praising how she outplayed a millionaire athlete. Others are painting Shannon as the tragic figure, a man who let lust and ego open the door for his downfall. The contrast is wild. One day she's the villain. The next day she's being called a boss chick who beat the system. And let's not forget the sports world. Analysts who once praised Shannon's discipline on the field are now side-eyeing him off it. They're not just critiquing his choices with women, they're questioning his judgment overall. That's a stain that doesn't just fade, especially when your name is tied to millions in a public platform. The media knows controversy sells, and right now this story has everything: race, money, sex, betrayal, and power plays. And with every new headline, the fire spreads, making sure nobody forgets this scandal anytime soon. At the end of the day, this whole scandal has gone far beyond a lawsuit. It's now a full-blown legacy question for Shannon Sharpe. He's not just fighting for his reputation in courtrooms or comment sections, he's fighting to keep his name untarnished in a world that thrives on scandal. Every move he makes from here on out will be under a microscope, and every slip could cost him millions more. Gabriella, on the other hand, might be enjoying her moment in the spotlight, but even that spotlight burns. The same internet that's boosting her now will flip on her the second the flexing looks too desperate. She may be calling herself the Don today, but tomorrow the memes will come for her crown. And once that credibility is gone, it never comes back the same. This is bigger than money. It's about power, image, and control. And in this battle, both sides are bleeding. Shannon lost peace of mind, Gabriella lost respect, and the public, they're left with a front row ticket to the messiest celebrity showdown of the year. But trust, this story is far from over. If you think this was wild, wait until the next chapter breaks. And when it does, you already know where you'll hear it first. Right here on BarzBuzz, where the truth always comes with a little extra sting.